guys, I'm Jared with Stryker Boats, and we are here with our brand new 2027 Stryker Tunnel Jet Pro 470. This is the second generation of this particular model. We've made a lot of really exciting changes for 27. We learned a lot in our first gen version. We're very happy with those boats. Just like all our models, this model will be a progression, and we'll take everything we learn as we move forward, and we'll keep making better versions of this. So some of the main features of the 2027 model are going to be, we have a brand new aluminum floor. So this is an aluminum floor that we come up with this season. We are incorporating it into all of our models, and it's a significantly thicker aluminum floor. And with the stringer system that we have, the system that we're calling, it's called an advanced flooring stabilization system. So what that does is it gives you a very hard floor. It feels like you're in a completely rigid hull boat. Now this is what we call a semi-rib. So this part of the transom and up to this part in the floor here, where you can see the floor makes a positive connection to our tabs, which is part of, now this part moving from the last like 2.5 feet, including the transom, this has a built-in aluminum tunnel with a UHMW plates that are on there. Those plates are removable. So over the years, should you need to swap them out, it's a very simple install. We don't really expect you ever needing to swap them out, but it's a nice feature knowing that you can. So this platform here, what we found with your standard I-beam inflatable floor boats, which is kind of, it's been the market standard, and they're great to a degree. It is something that we've wanted to change since we were running the I-beam air floors. We felt it's a great product, but we feel that it's missing something. And what I feel it's missing is the rigidity of the aluminum floor. There's a lot of benefits to having a removable aluminum floor boat. You can still roll this boat up, so the entire front of the boat can roll, and it can sit on this last 2.5. So this back area can be a package. So say you're gonna be trailering the boat and you wanted to have your side-by-side, or you wanted to have a quad, you could leave the motor attached, roll the front of the boat, and it sits in about the same amount of width on a trailer, width and length, that you would a standard roll-up inflatable boat rolled up. Some of the other benefits of having an aluminum floor boat like this are you're going to have a lot of options for seats, for consoles, extremely rigid while you're out on the water. You're gonna have the ease of repair. One of the main things I don't like about an I-beam floor air floor boat is if that floor is ever compromised in any way, your boat is essentially a write-off. Having a boat like that repaired, so there's multiple things that can go wrong. You can tear the bottom open. It's possible. I mean, with the right protection, it's going to be quite difficult, but we have seen a lot of people with other brands destroy the bottom of their boats. And that is the main reason initially why we wanted to do an aluminum tunnel built into the transom with an aluminum floor, is it removes this area, the rear of the boat, is where 9 times out of 10, that is where we are seeing significant damage on the I-beam models from other manufacturers. We work very closely with a few repair shops, and that is what they've told us, is that area of the boat is seeing significant damage. So, you spend $10,000 on one of these boats, and you happen to have an issue, or you hit something and it needs repair. Well, the cost to have that repaired can be in the thousands of dollars if you choose to go that way. The other thing is you basically scrap your $10,000 boat, or it's very hard to get that boat back on the water. I-beam floors can also let the Z stitching go. So, and generally that happens from an overpressurization situation. That can also happen from hitting something while it's at full pressure, and if it doesn't have an over relief valve, or the overpressurization valve can't catch it quick enough, it can compromise the integrity of that floor. Now that hull is built in to the boat. It's one package. So by having this system that we've gone to, that is more of a traditional aluminum floor, roll-up inflatable boat. Everything on this boat's fixable. The aluminum tunnel transom can be fixed by any welder. We've never had to have one repaired, but should you have to have one repaired, this is a very easy system, conventional system to fix. Anything here can be repaired. The inflatable floor itself, like it's our fabric floor. Now, another thing we've done for 2027 is we've gone to the highest degree marine grade TPU that is available on the market. When we started in the TPU game and we were checking to see what other manufacturers were doing, we moved to the highest grade PVC possible. What we realized is that a lot of this TPU on the market that people are using, it's not actually TPU, it's a film. Now, and that film works okay, and it's a version of TPU, but it's not a true marine grade TPU. And we found this out while we were opening up our own shop and finding suppliers for materials. So we've learned a lot in the last few years actually of how this industry runs as a whole. And there's some significant things that we wanted to change. Quality of parts, quality materials, quality of metals, all of the little things add to your complete package. So we wanted to give you something that is unlike anything that's on the market today that performs. The performance is incredible. It's going to be tougher. It's going to last longer. It's going to do the job that you want this boat to do. So by having a fully removable aluminum floor, if you were to ever damage any part of this boat, it is fully repairable. Everything comes out. The aluminum floor comes out. The floor underneath can be patched. The TPU can be managed. Now, if I had a fully air floor I-beam boat, if I destroy my floor, you're really like your season might be over. It's going to be very complicated to sort that out. This is user repairable. There's nothing on this boat, mind the transom, if you're not a welder, that can be easily managed by any welder. Now, if you had to manage a repair on the rest of the boat, we can walk you through that. There's lots of YouTube videos that can assist in repairing PVC. Repairing PVC is a very straightforward procedure. You just got to make sure that you prep it properly. And that is the big thing with a PVC repair. The prep is 90% of the game. So that is the reason why we wanted to create a different type of inflatable jet boat than what you currently see on the market. We are also going to be offering the I-beam airfloor version of this boat. There's still a market for that. People still want them, and we will continue to produce those. We have made significant changes in that area of the boats as well, and we'll make another video on that, and I'll have that out within the next 6 months. Coming back to this boat, we'll go up to the bow of the boat and we will start. If you look on top, you're going to see that we have Scotty bases now on the tubes. So Scotty bases are kind of a flagship feature of the Stryker brand. So we run actual factory Scotty bases from Scotty here in Canada. So those bases can be used with 30 to 40 different accessories, and Scotty is always changing what they offer, and they always have new accessories. And that's a plug and play system with this boat. So we have the 341 pads glued to the boat, and you use the 241. We prefer the locking one, 241L. Mount goes on top of that. And then now you have access for fish finder platforms, rod holders, phone holders. There's, like I said, there's 30, 40 different items that will be a plug and play with this system that's pre-installed onto the boat. Coming underneath the boat, you will see this new TPU that we've added to all the hulls. And again, that's the highest quality marine grade TPU that's available right now. Coming down the boat a bit, you're gonna see D-rings. Now these D-rings are essential for luggage tie down, gear tie down, anything that you can imagine that you want to be secure in your boat, you can use these D-rings. Now these D-rings have a very heavy duty web backing, so like a webbing, like a seatbelt material on the backing of them. We're very happy with them, they're very strong. Now coming to the side and the top of the tubes, you'll see we have our extra sponsons. So those are there. They are fully removable. They keep you in the boat, and they help to keep some water out of the boat when things get a little gnarly. You know, they are nice to kind of like lean against. I use them about 50% of the time. I really enjoy using the boat without them as well. I feel that's when you really have full access to your Scotty bases, all the Scotty bases, and it kind of turns the boat into a real multi-use boat, where most of these are, from most manufacturers, are not removable. And if you want to use your boat in a more traditional sense, or perhaps you're getting on in age and you need to work your way over these add a considerable challenge for some people to get in and out of the boat. So again, they're great. They are removable. They do come with the boat. So again, you can choose how you want to do it. Coming back to the lifelines, we have a very, very, very heavy duty lifeline system. Now, this lifeline, like all of our lifelines, are not rated for lifting. Do not lift from the exterior or interior lifelines. There are welded lifting brackets on the transom, and those are what is designed to lift the boat. These lifelines, at the end of the day, are held on by fabric patches. So use them accordingly. They work very well. We also have installed for the lifeline is a new stainless steel grommet. Now these are hydraulically pressed into the fabric. I've never seen anything like them from another manufacturer. A lot of times you're gonna see very cheap products added to most brands of boats. So it's the little things in the build that we're really trying to take to another level. And with our 2027 models, I go through this boat with a fine-tooth comb, and I've never personally seen another boat that offers this level of quality. I will put it up to any boat I will see side by side, and you know, as a comparison, looking at the numbers and looking at the specs, and they do very well. So moving on down to the boat, you'll see that we have oar locks on the top of the tubes for if you're using the tubes, and we also add a second oar lock on the main tubes should you want to use those. So on our new pressure relief valves, we recommend to always leave them open. You do have the option to close them, and a situation where I might look at closing something like that would be, you know, off-season boating. So like my favorite seasons are always early season and late season. So we do a lot of hunting, fishing, camping, that kind of stuff. So in those times where I'm not having major pressure differentials and air temperature, ambient pressure, temperature changes throughout the day, I'm probably going to close my valve. Now, these are my first year using these, but these are the scenarios I see myself changing how that valve is used. But it is nice having the option. We have all new valves in the boat, which are a very, very high quality valve. And as well, you move down and we have an interior rope as well. So this interior line can be used in conjunction with the exterior line. So if you needed to get yourself up and over a tube, you need to get yourself back in the boat, you could grab onto the interior line while pulling yourself up from the exterior line. So you can kind of, you know, you just have something else to grab onto. Grabbing onto the corner of the seat could unlatch it. So having something firm and planted inside the boat, that's a great feature. Now, working our way down the top tube, you're gonna see bimini mounts. I was unsure initially if this was something we should add, but after last hunting season, I actually installed a bimini on the Gen 1 version of this boat, and it rained for 10 days on our moose hunting trip, and that bimini was incredible. That saved us every day out there. Now, we would have been on the river, bimini or not, but having the bimini completely cover us and just watching water drain off the sides while we floated rivers all day was absolutely incredible. And it definitely led me to the point where having bimini mounts pre-installed on the boat for you, that's a major bonus. So we have 3 sets of bimini mounts. We have the main bimini mounts, and we have some standoff bar mounts that we included. So that allows us to have a larger bimini. It allows us to have the bimini in different positions if we like. So guys, there's plenty of bimini support built into this boat. And you're gonna find a lot of the features that are on the boat are things that you would want to add to your boat. So we've tried to kind of take the decision making and the aftermarket accessory purchase, kind of like the hassle of having those systems integrated into your current boat, just taken care of for you. These are all really important features, and given the types of environment these boats are used in, you will most likely use every single thing that we've included onto this hull factory. Coming back to our new aluminum floor system, so this is our new generation aluminum floor, and I've never seen anything quite like this on the market. It is it's something that we come up with, and it is an amazing floor. Everything's anodized, and we have the highest quality 3M grade EVA foam on top of that floor. Now, if you've ever used an aluminum floor boat without EVA, it's noisy, it's clanky. It has movement. Now, the EVA doesn't stop the movement, but what it does stop is the noise and the clanking. It gives you a very positive feel underfoot. So you go to get over the tube, you are going to be firmly planted on the floor, compared to the aluminum, where I just feel it's like a slip and slide. They were great floors in the past. These are 10 times better. EVA is a significant upgrade. There is lots of different qualities of EVA on the market. We've seen it all. This is the best quality EVA that we've ever offered on our boats. Moving to the back of the boat here, you're going to see our brand new transom. So this transom has built-in welded supports, and from about this back 2.5 feet here, this is all one piece. So it has the tunnel, transom, lifting eyes. Everything is integrated into this system. This is a very, very heavy duty, robust system. And again, this is something that we come up with. This is the only boat like this currently in development in the world that we know of. They're right on par with our standard I-beam boats. We're very happy with this. So we're seeing both with the Merc and the Tohatsu 6040 on an average about 24, 25 miles an hour with 2 people on board and 12 gallons of fuel. We will be testing this throughout the season, but we are very happy with the performance of this particular boat, and the production run of this is happening right now. So these will be available in the next month. We are going to start taking pre-orders on these very soon, and hopefully we'll have them out for this season. So another thing I really like about having the fully aluminum floor is the ability to mount consoles, individual seating for the driver and passenger. We've done a lot of consoles where we do the stick steer setup that is very, very cool. So having the aluminum floor gives you a lot of variation for what you are able to do with that boat. It gives you a much more stable platform under your feet. You don't have that semi waterbed feeling like you get with an inflatable floor. It feels more like a traditional boat. Now, this being a mix between roll-up inflatable aluminum floor boat and a rigid hull, having the best of both worlds, along with our new advanced flooring stabilization system. We know this boat is going to tick a lot of boxes for a lot of different people, and we're excited to see you guys out on the water.